We're going to be making our basic beginner granny square today, and to start off with you need some yarn. I use this bonus chunky yarn, and you can look at the label, it'll tell you which hook size to use. I use a 6mm. So you will also need your crochet hook and a pair of scissors or snips. So first give yourself a little bit of length of yarn, and we're going to start off with round 1, which is our slip knot. So you make a loop and then grab the yarn and pull through. I do have a video in really slow-mo if you'd like to watch that too. I will link that down below. Next you're going to insert your hook, and we're going to make a couple of chains. So to start off with, we're going to chain 4. So you yarn over, then you pull that yarn through the loop on your hook, and that makes your first chain. We're going to go again, yarn over and pull that hook through that chain. There we go, so you'll end up with another loop on your hook again. So yarn over and pull through that loop. And last chain, so yarn over and pull through the loop. That's it, 4 chains. So you can see they sort of look like a plait. So now we're going to do a slip stitch in that first chain that we did. So pop your hook through that first chain, then yarn over, and you're going to pull through both loops on your hook. So through the chain loop and then through the loop on your hook. That's it. And that will give you a circle to work in. Next, we are going to chain 3. So the same chains as we did earlier, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. Again, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. And one last time, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. That's it. So next we are going to work some crochets in the middle of that loop in the circle. So I always put my finger through and then hold it, and then I know exactly where I'm going to go in every time. So we're going to start off with a double crochet. So that's yarn over, go through that circle, yarn over again, pull up your loop, yarn over again, and then you're going to pull through 2 loops and come out, and then you're going to yarn over again and you're going to pull through 2 again. So you pull through 2 loops and then 2 again. So we're going to do another one of those that's called a double crochet, and we're going to go into the circle again. So you can hold on to your circle so you know where you're going in, yarn over, go through that circle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops so that you're left with 2 loops. Then you yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. So now if you look at your work, you'll have the circle that we're working out of. Then you'll have that first chain of 4. Then you'll have your first double crochet and your second double crochet. So the first chain you did works as a first double crochet, and then we do clusters of 3 double crochet every time. It will make sense once you get round. So next we are going to chain 2. So we yarn over and pull through the loop, and then we yarn over again and pull through the loop, and that will make your 2 chains. And that will be your space in between your 3 double crochets. So now we're going to go in with another double crochet. So yarn over, go through the circle, come out, yarn over, and we're going to go through 2 loops. Then we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to go through the 2 loops again. And we're going to do 2 more of these double crochet, always into that circle. So yarn over, all into the circle, bring the loop out, yarn over, and go through the 2 loops. And then we yarn over and go through 2 loops again. So if you remember, you're going through the 2 loops every time, that's the double crochet. So we're going to do one more of these double crochet to make 3. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, and go through 2 loops. So now we've done another cluster of 3 double crochet, so we're going to chain 2 again. Yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop. So that makes the space in between the double crochet, and that's what gives that whole appearance when you're looking at the granny square. So we're going to do another 3 double crochet, yarn over, go into the circle again, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and go through 2 loops again. So always give yourself a bit of yarn because it creates an even tension. So yarn bowls are really good for this. I'll make sure I get one of those in the next video. So another 2 double crochets here. Yarn over again, go into the circle, come out, yarn over, go through 2 loops, and yarn over again, go through 2 loops. So a cluster is the group of crochet, so we're doing a cluster of 3 double crochet here. So you'll end up with 4 clusters of double crochet, and we always chain 2 in between to make the space. And then we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again to make your 2 chains in between. If you need a bit of space, all you need to do is just zhuzh those stitches along a little bit in the circle. Just pull them down like that. Now we've got one more cluster of 3 double crochets to do. So yarn over, go into that circle, pull your yarn out, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. And we're going to do that 2 more times because we make a cluster of 3 double crochet. So yarn over, go through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and just zhuzh those stitches over again if you need a bit more space to get in there. And your last double crochet of this round, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. Now we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop, and we're going to join the circle together. And how we do that is with a slip stitch. Now we slip stitch to the first chain that we did, the chain of 4. That was acting as it acts like a first double crochet. So it's the top of the chain 4, and you'll see because there's sort of 3 strands there. So it's the 2 chains and then the joining. So pop your hook in there and then yarn over, pull through, and use that to pull through both loops. And that makes a slip stitch, and that joins. So we're going to do another one of these slip stitches just to get to the corner. So we go underneath the stitches, underneath the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop. So we get right back to that first space. So now we are going to start round 2. Now we're going to chain 3. If you wanted to tie on a new colour, you do it now, but I'm just going to continue with this beginner square for this time. 3. So let's just yarn over and going through the loop again. And remember, this first chain acts like a first double crochet. So now we only do 2 double crochet instead of normally doing 3 because we've got that first chain acting like a double crochet. So yarn over, go into that gap again, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. And then do 1 more double crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. Now to make that space, we chain 2 again. We're always chaining 2 in between. So we chain 3 to get the height of a double crochet to start us off, and we chain 2 when we want the gap in between. So right now we're making our corner. If you'd like the written instructions to this, I will leave a link down below and it will take you to my website and you can get the instructions written down from there. So yarn it's over, written in very beginner terms. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops and 2 loops again, and we're doing that 3 times. Yarn over, go through that same space, all in the same space. That's it. So I'm just pulling up that loop there just so I can take my hoop and my hook out and show you. So that's our chain, then our 2 double crochet, then our space there is made by our chain 2 in between, and then we've done 3 double crochet again. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it in each space. So the next one we're going to do is the top left of that square, and then bottom left, and then bottom right. So we're going to go straight into that gap there, that space, and we're going to again do our 3 double crochet, then our chain 2, then our 3 double crochet again. So I'll do it with you. So yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then pull through 2 loops again. And try to relax your hands as much as possible, so you don't want to be making that tension too tight. And don't worry, because your tension will get better with time as well. So we're doing our 3 double crochets there, so yarn over, pull through the yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. It's always double crochet. So this granny square, you do the slip knot, chain stitch, slip stitch, and the double crochet stitch. So we're doing our chain 2 in between 3 double crochet to make our corner space, and then we're doing our 3 double crochet again. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now to finish up that corner, we've done our 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, and that's that corner done. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I always turn it back round so you can see from the top. So we did that top right corner, went into that space, and we've done another 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the top left space. And now we're going to do the bottom left corner. So you can turn your work. And we're going straight into that top left gap again. So yarn over, go through that gap. We're putting all the stitches in there again. And we're doing our 3 double crochets. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So yarn over into the circle, into the gap. Pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. And to do that corner, we put our 2 chains. So yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop. That makes that corner space. And that's where we put our double crochet cluster in the next round as well. We always go from that gap. Can you see how that chain 2 makes that space there? and that's what we go into when we're in the next round. So now we're doing our 3 double crochet again, always 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet for our corners. There we go, so I'll show you again what it looks like at this stage. So we've done 3 corners so far, and now we're going to be doing our 4th corner, and again we go into that space, so you can really see it start to make shape now. It gets exciting once you see this stage. So we'll go into that space at the bottom there, put your hook back in, just pull that yarn to make it tight, and yarn over. We're doing 3 double crochet again in this space. It's a really nice pattern for a granny square because you can make so many things and you can just make the square as big as you like. If you want to use a smaller yarn like a double knit yarn, just adjust your hook size accordingly. And just bear in mind your granny square will come out a bit smaller if you're using a thinner yarn. Or equally, if you'd like to use a super bulky or super chunky yarn, you can make your granny squares bigger quicker and just use a bigger hook again. So we're going to chain 2 now. And we're going to finish off that corner, so another 3 double crochet. You're going to be such a pro at double crochet after this granny square as well. So 2 more double crochet. So yarn over into the gap, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And now we slip stitch to join again. Now we're going to slip stitch our way over to get to that corner space again. Again, just makes it nice and neat. Now we're starting round 3, so if you wanted to change colour, this is where we'd do it. And then we would chain 3. Again, I'm just going to carry on as the basic granny square for the purpose of the video. So you're chaining 3. Now we're doing round 3. So round 3 starts off exactly the same with the chain of 3 and then 2 double crochet. Remember that chain of 3 is acting like your first double crochet, so we just do 2 double crochet here. See, so you've got the chain and then the 2 double crochet, and that acts like a cluster of 3 double crochet. And then we chain 2 to get the space, the corner, and then we do 3 double crochet. So remember again, 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet makes a corner, but because where we're starting off here, you have to do the chain to get your height. We have to start off with the 3 chain. So next we're going to do this side space. It's the top one in the middle. So because we're not making a corner, we're just going to do 3 double crochet in there, which makes it nice and easy. So yarn over, go through the space. You're just going through the big space. And then you're going to just show you that again. So you're going through that big space there, yarn over, go through that space there. There we go, just like when we do the corner, we go through the big space. So that's our first double crochet there. We're doing another double crochet. You have your top corner there, your side top, so just that 3 double crochet, and now we're going to go into our top left corner. So same as we always do, we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet again. I'll do it with you. So yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, chain, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again. That's the 3rd double crochet at the top left space. And now we're making that space in between, so we chain 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And then we do another 3 double crochet to finish off that corner. So I'll show you what your work looks like again. So always give yourself a nice big loop on that hook if you ever want to stop your work for a minute. So we're going to do that side space. So we don't do the chain in between, but we just do 3 double crochet into that space. Always into that big gap there. So that's our first double crochet. I'm doing 2 more because it's just the side crochet. So last, and then we're going to go into this corner. So 3 double crochets in this corner, yarn over, go through the hole, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do another 2 double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So next we're going to chain 2 because we're doing our corner space, and we're going to do another 3 double crochet into this corner. Second double crochet, third double crochet, yarn over into the space, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So that's just done that corner. So we go corner, side, corner, side. Next we're going to do our side. If we were doing round 4, so the next round, then what we'd do is we'd increase every 3 double crochet again. So we would do 1 corner, then 2 side spaces. And as you increase your square, on all the side spaces you do the 3 double crochet, and then when you get to a corner you do the 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet to make your corner. So always giving yourself that 2 lots of triple crochet, chain 2, and that will give you your corner every time. So if you follow other patterns as well, you can do hexagons. I made a really cool hexagon cardigan the other day, and you just add in extra corners. So instead of doing 4 corners, you do 6 corners. And every time you do a corner, you do the double crochets, and then the chain 2, and then the double crochets again. And that just makes more corners. But for every time you do the side space, you don't need to chain because you're not making that corner space. So we're back on the corner again. We're now chaining 2 for our corner space, and we're going to do another 3 double crochet into the space, and we're doing our last corner here, our 4th corner. So that's our first double crochet. We're doing 2 more. And then we're going to be moving on to our side space. So last double crochet in the space. And now we're going into that side space. So remember, no chain in between, so we're just doing 3 double crochet in here. So that's 1. Doing another 2 double crochet into the space because it's just a side space. And last double crochet. And now we're going to slip stitch to join. So we go into that first chain that we made, pull the yarn through, and then pull that same yarn through the yarn on the hook. And then we're going to slip stitch to get back to that first space. It just makes it look neater. Now what you do is you yarn over and pull the yarn through to finish. Give yourself a bit of a tail because we're going to weave that in afterwards. So that is your granny square all finished. Well done. So you can always check over your work. I like to check it just in case I've missed any stitches. And don't worry if you have, it's your first one, or it might be your first one of doing this particular pattern, and there is perfection in the imperfection. It's all handmade work. So what we do next is we're going to weave in those ends, pull that yarn in nice and tight in the middle circle, and we're going to weave that in a minute. And that's what the back looks like. So from the front you can see you've got your 4 corners, and you should be able to see the pattern all the same through the middle. Again, if you'd like the written pattern, I will link it down below. Sometimes it's easier to look at it at the same time, read it off. If you wanted to carry on now, you would just carry on exactly how we've been doing. So you chain 3, and then you go into your 2 double crochet, then chain 2, 3 double crochet, then you go into your middle spaces. So you'd have 2 this time because you've got those 2 gaps. Then you do your corner, then your middle spaces, your corner, then your bottom 2 spaces, your corner, then your bottom 2 spaces. And again, you just slip stitch to join in that top of the initial first chain of 3 that you make. And you can just go round and round for as long as you want. You can just make a really, really big square. You can make mats, you can make blankets, you can make table runners, you can make bags, you can make bonnets, you can make hats, you can make phone holders, laptop holders, anything you like. Right, now, so that top strand is, the top yarn has been secured. So all I'm going to do, we can cut it off now and we can pull it through the back of the work. So I like to just pull that top one through first on my crochet hook, and then that sort of secures it into the plait look at the top. You can see it looks nice and neat there. If you want to, you can secure this yarn tail with the crochet hook and go through all. If I'm doing it really quickly, I'll do that. So I'll just use that crochet hook, grab the yarn over and pull it through, a bit like if we're doing a slip stitch, but I'll pull the yarn all the way through, and then that will secure it. And you just want to go under a good couple of stitches. Alternatively, you can use a tapestry needle or just any needle with a really big hook, and pull your yarn through, and you can use this needle to go. It is a lot easier to go through a few stitches at a time with this needle. So all you do is put it through the stitch at the back and pull it right through. And then again, pull it right through that stitch to secure it. And the needle lets you go through quite a few as well. So you can see I'm picking up quite a few of these stitches, and then you can pull your yarn all the way through there, and that will really secure it, because last thing after doing all this good work is for it to unravel. So that allows you to just anchor that yarn under a few stitches, and that way it will stay put. And once you've anchored that yarn, you pull the needle off and you can just snip it. And remember, the more colour changes you do, the more yarns you have to weave in. So you'll have to do that exact same if you were doing colour changes. So you'd have more ends of yarn to weave in. So just remember that if you want to do something super colourful, just gives you slightly more work to do. So with the middle yarn that we started off with, we're doing the same thing. So we're going to thread the yarn through the hole of the needle, the eye of the needle. And we're going to thread it through, make sure you're going the right way. And you're going to hide it under a few of those stitches, pull it through, and then you can cut off the excess yarn. Feels so satisfying once you've got rid of all your yarn tails as well, once they're all weaved in. And there you have it, your granny square. As I said before, you can just make so many different things with these granny squares. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions.